Hoi hoi chummers, this is Dan the GM, and I'm welcoming you to Season 2 of What the Dice. This season is all Shadowrun, so I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let you meet our runners.
I'm Tizzy. I play Voltage. Guns are cocked and loaded.
Lyle here. I play Cowboy. He's wanted dead or alive.
I'm Ethan, and I play Cypher, and what do you mean I can't solve this problem with an axe?
Hi, I'm Jared. I play P.Dexter. Error 404 not found.
Nightlin here, and I play Sparkles, that satyr that has the impulse control of a ferret and a belt full of grenades. What could go wrong?
Listener discretion advised. Content warning level green. Standard Shadowrun subject matter. Foul language. Sex, violence, drugs. For all of our content warning, none of these subjects go into graphic detail, but it is involved in the story of the episode. Listener discretion advised.
We find ourselves watching this middle manager walking around the Renraku arcology. He's down in the mall section. We see other people from all walks of life shopping and perusing the different stores within this massive mega structure. His earbuds are still in, and he is just kind of zoned out from the world at large. But one thing we started to notice, he's not watching the world, but he is watching the people, what they are wearing, how they hold themselves. As we pan down, we notice a book in his hand. A simple title of How to Move Up in the Megacorps. Seems as if this middle manager isn't happy being in the middle. He sits down at a bench and goes to open the book as that familiar static takes hold. Hoi hoi chummers, Edisbox here. That sound, that alert, that means there's a runner raid incoming north of the Renraku arcology. Road crossings are 32nd and Grand. We got 1 minute, my friends. Book it while you can. Now, my friends, if you are not a runner and you have found this broadcast, you have come to hear the truth. Now, our runner friends are doing all sorts of fun stuff in their own little worlds, but that's where things get a little different between you wage slaves and us runners. Runners, we have to make do with what we got. We don't get that salary paycheck. We have to work for it. So if we got downtime, we got to make it count. So, what do we do during downtime? Well, we do what runners do best. Build connections, get our ammo, and clean up some loose ends. Well, with our team, Ken is a loose end, and they need to figure out where he's at. So, let's go see what they're up to.
We come back, and we are going to join Sparkles at this restaurant, cafe thing. Where did you take Silver?
We're going to say it's a cafe. We're going to call it the Boiled Egg.
Is this like in the AA, AAA sector? Like, is this close to home where, it's all the hoity-toity rich people, or are we talking
It's in
like
our neighborhood development, fancy, nice town.
So you are in the AAA area. So this is one of those places where they run your sin just to get seated. It's not a in-depth sin scan, but it's a sin scan. I'm assuming you're using your real sin?
Yeah, because this is around where I live. I go here with my parents all the time.
So as you enter, you are promptly sat in a booth. It is one of these places that plays classical music or classical jazz over the speakers, just soft enough to give the place an ambiance. The lights are more of a dim, they are trying to replicate like candlelight, even though they have big open windows in the front of the store which give plenty of light. This food is very fancy. It's croissants with a little bit of cheese and some goat cheese. It's all real food, and it is all decadent and delicious.
Absolutely.
As you sit, Silver is clearly not a huge fan of places like this, but she enjoys the food. It's one of those, like, she likes the food, but she doesn't like the ambiance.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I probably, when I first got in there, like, asked for more of a private booth or towards the back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want people around me. I'm playing the fancy card.
Yeah. So as you are sitting in the back, you see, Silver's always been kind of a distant person, and always has been. You could see that in her pocket is her comlink, and then she has what looks like a newer deck. It's a small deck, and it looks brand spanking new. Looks like some of the plastic still might be on some of the sensors too.
Of course. Well, once they're seated and they order their, like, water or food and drinks, and, like, the person goes away for a little while. She goes, so glad you brought that. I wanted to, like, do some digging on our new team. I figured you could help with that.
What do you mean digging? What are you talking about my deck? Oh, yeah, no, I can help with that.
I knew you brought your deck. You don't go anywhere without it.
I'm a decker. What do you expect?
I know, that's why I said.
Okay, what do you want to know?
I don't know, let's see who these people are.
I mean, have they been runners long? Like,
we really didn't get into the discussion of it. We just kind of were like, I'm good with this, I'm good with that. And that was kind of about it. Because, randomly thrown together team. You don't start talking about what your favorite drink is.
No, you talk about what your favorite explosion is.
Well, no, everyone, I told them I was good with explosives. They just don't know how good.
That you use more explosives than the entirety of every trio I've ever seen come out of the theaters in the last year.
Aw, you say the sweetest things. Actually, I think they were kind of intimidated with how loud I was, so. And I'm not I only got to use one smoke grenade, okay? Just one. They don't even know.
All right, well, what do you know? Like, do you know names, like real names, or you just know the runner names?
No, I don't think anybody was dumb enough to tell me their real name. All of them sound like runner names. So here's the list that I got. There's a troll named Cypher. He's from out of town. And then there's an elf named Voltage. And then we got another elf, P.Dexter. He's the decker. He seemed pretty cool. And then there was Cowboy, who was a sharpshooter, not a decker.
Okay, those are pretty... Alright, P.Dexter might be easy to at least try to get a trail on. Voltage, kind of generic, but it might pull up something. Cypher, I know 6 Cyphers that are deckers. Like...
Okay, but Cypher wasn't a decker. Cypher's the big troll that... He said he was good at melee, but he carried guns. So... But he wasn't a decker. P.Dexter was the decker.
I mean, not to be meta-typist or not, but trolls are usually pretty good with melee. I mean, they are walking walls.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. Like, 6 Cyphers that are deckers. This guy isn't a decker.
I can try to poke around on ShadowNet, but... I mean, Shadowlands as is, it's kind of hard to, like... I'll be asking questions that might raise suspicion. I can try.
I don't want you to do that. I just wanted to see if there was anything you found out past what I can research.
I mean, I can send Pixie out on it and see what they find.
I mean, that's fine.
Okay.
Although the 2 people who did call us on the thing, that was 2 of the team members, which was Cypher was the first one, and then P.Dexter, which I'm going to be meeting up with him later tonight.
I have class.
I think we're going clubbing.
I definitely have class.
Aww!
It's Monday. I go to class Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I do want to get into a good decking college. I want to be a corporate spider.
All right.
Not all of us want to run the shadows.
You'd be a good runner.
I am 1, too small, 2, too frail, and 3, the sight of blood makes me nauseous.
You get used to it.
Anyway, I'll see what I can find out. I'll have Pixie do it, and if they get caught, I can decompile them and then recompile them later.
All right. So what about that hard drive thing? Are you gonna play with that later?
Yeah, that's something that stays at home until I can air gap it and start looking into it.
Okay. Well, what about helping me find dirt on Kenny Ken?
That I can help with.
I don't care how many fragging red flags we raise asking questions about Kenny Ken. He's going down.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I would have your Decker because he's probably made contact with him. I'll go from there. I'll work on my end. Do you have any pictures of him that are a clear picture of his face? Okay, so I'll have to pop those out of there.
Yeah, well, you always have a connection to my visor, so.
I know. Alright, so as your food is brought, Silver's eyes glaze over for just a moment as she then snaps back. She goes, okay, I've got the pictures. Why in the Great Dragon do you have a picture of this fragger covered in nut oil?
Yeah, so I needed the code to something, and that I had to blow up his phone because he wasn't answering me, and that's what he sent me. I don't know why he sent it to me. I guess he thought he was texting somebody else. Either way, I don't know if it helps you identify him or not.
I mean, it's got a picture of his face, but a lot of other stuff that I really don't wanna... Do you want me to delete this in case Riot sees it?
He'll get a laugh out of it, and plus, he knows that I'm not attracted to humans.
Alright, I'll leave it. In fact, I'll be nice. I'll even put it as your, load-up screen.
No! Don't do that.
What, you don't want a big hunk of human covered in peanut soy oil every time you power up your goggles?
No, I don't. Put it as...
That's just wild.
Right? Why don't you spam it out and make it somebody else's load screen who's pisses you off in raid?
She taps her finger on her lips for a moment as her eyes go glaze.
Yeah, I thought you liked that thought.
After a minute or two, she snaps back and she's like, okay.
She just has a smirk on her face as she's eating.
So we are going to snap from Sparkles to Cypher. Cypher, you are about 5 minutes away from the next bus stop as bus 16 starts to chug slower, and you hear the sound of what can only be described as an engine grinding to a stop as the bus driver looks up at the rearview mirror, looks at everyone, slides open the door, and flips a sign that says bus out of order.
Drek. Alright, I guess I know this. I'm walking from here. We'll see if I can make good time and get to my next transfer.
Give me your edge roll.
2 hits.
With 2 hits? Yeah, you get there with one of those, you kind of half run, half jog. And as you get there, the bus driver is starting to close the door, but you were able to stop and get in.
I'll tell that. Thanks for holding the bus there. 16 apparently has a problem.
Oh? What's it this time?
I don't know. Starts sputtering and choking, and then the driver just flipped it to out of commission.
Well, sucks to be that driver.
And what do you mean this time? Is this a common occurrence with that bus?
New to the city?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it for you then.
Aw, that's sweet of you.
2 tokens.
I'll hand him his 2 tokens.
You find your place, a nice place to sit. This bus is much more modern. It is running off of GridLink and is electric powered. So there's this quiet hum as you ride the upper city areas. As you get off this nicer bus in this single A zone, you find the gym. It is a nice gym. Think upper scale. A lot of it doesn't use free weights. It uses compression and hydraulics to give a smoother weight and more constant pressure. As you walk in, you are met by a troll whose tusks have been trimmed up and polished, so they're not super tusky. They're kind of like smaller tusks. Clearly been polished. He's wearing like your cliche like runner shorts and tank top. And he walks over and offers you a hand.
I'll shake his hand.
Hey, chumma. Welcome to my gym. So, what can I do you for?
Oh, I'm new to the city, and I need a good place to work out. My place is a little on the small side.
Didn't pay for the metatype upgrade, did you? Man, I don't do that anyway. I just run your head over the tile a couple times. It'll break and you'll be fine. So, what are we looking for? We looking to build muscle. We looking to be more lean. I mean,
he pats your belly a little bit.
you look like you've been eating a little too much soy. You know what I mean? We all there. Soy's cheap and easy.
Yep, you eat what you can afford.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I tell people. Hey, if you got the calories, you can always just burn it off. It's not that bad. So, we talking strength building or we talking like lean muscle?
A little bit of both.
All right. We can work with that. So, how about this? I got 2 months free, and then we can talk contract after them 2 months.
Sounds good, I like it.
All right.
He begins to walk you through this gym, and you see trolls and orcs, but you do also see a couple of humans and elves that are here. It looks like a lot of the equipment is more tuned for the larger metatypes, but of course they have the modifications so they can adjust it for the smaller metatypes. You even see a couple of Oni walking around working out.
I was gonna say, there are not a lot of them in the city, are there?
Onis are rare, but not super rare.
Gotcha. Alright, does he got any particular equipment for me to start with, or just pick where I want to go?
He pretty much is going to let you pick where you want to go. This is kind of one of those like open gyms. So it's one of those, he gave you the tour, showed you where the showers are, showed you where the lockers were, gave you like the quick brief down of like, here's the gym rules, and then it's just the like, sign this paperwork and off you go.
Alrighty, I'll get myself ready for workout, and I will just go and work out.
Hey, everyone, this is Dan, the GM, and I'm bringing you the mid-roll. So here in the mid-roll, I'm going to be real quick, real concise, as best as I can. First and foremost, thank you so much for listening. It helps us fight that algorithm monster with every little listen. It's like a stab, and then a stab. If you want to help support the channel even further, if you head on over to YouTube, link in the description, you can follow us there as well. You'll see Season 1, you'll see Season 2, as well as all of my VODs from my personal Twitch channel. I am what the dice at this point. It is really ridiculous. I feel like I am made of dice now. I'm tangenting. I apologize. I also want to thank those who joined our Patreon. We have a couple of that pay, and we want to thank them directly. Lady Lumi and Ethan, thank you so much for your continued support. And then we have a new one, relic, _relic. I'm not sure exactly how it's said. You could correct me, please do. Thank you all so much for your continued support. If you would like a shout out here in the mid-roll, if you head on over to patreon.com/whatthedice, you can get your name not only in this mid-roll, but on our website. That's all I've got for us. I do have one more quick thing. We have a friend, another podcast that is Shadowrun based. They did a shout out for us, and I absolutely want to make sure I do this for them. So this is the promo for an amazing, and I really mean amazing, twist on Shadowrun. This is Bug City Blues, so stay tuned.
Good day, citizens of Chicago. This is Oakley Wildwood, your anchor at Gold Leaf News Network, bringing you the latest developments from the heart of the UCAS. And now for the news. The Chicago Containment Zone is witnessing a surge in kidnappings that has left the city on edge. Travel in groups for safety, folks. A good crew could be what gives you the edge to make it to your next paycheck. The streets are witnessing a spike in vehicle thefts and carjackings, leaving everything from jackrabbits to delivery trucks as smoldering, bullet-ridden scrap heaps. Lone Star PD advises secure private parking whenever possible. But in Chicago, even the safest of places can become a battleground. On a more hopeful note, the ghoul communities of Cabrini Green are uniting, driven by a hunger for justice. Vigilantes targeting infected citizens have been escalating tensions, promising violence if they do not leave the city. Those sympathetic to the Ghoul cause have offered support by providing donations and offering security, though officials assure that they seek a non-violent resolution to the conflict. There's a lot going on in 2080s Chicago. Stay informed, stay safe, and stay with us by tuning in to Bug City Blues, a Shadowrun 6th World Edition actual play podcast, wherever fine podcasts are found. Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming.
So, of course, if you want to check out their stuff, if you head down into the description, there's a link for all their stuff. So, other than that, that's all I got. Thank you again so much for every episode you listen to. And if you would really want to help us out even just that little bit more, if you like and subscribe on YouTube, and if you rate and review on any of the pod chasers, that also helps us out. So that's all I have, besides one more absolute big thank you. Stay safe this holiday month, and I will see you in the next episode. May the dice gods bless your every roll, my friends.
So that leaves P.Dexter. We are going to jump forward. Let's call it noon-ish. You are free for lunch. The doc is letting you head out early because there's no one's been there in the last 45 minutes. He decides, I'll let the staff go. I can man the fort. So you are let out of work early.
Right on. Thanks, boss.
He nods, tells you to stay the hell out of trouble.
No, that is the exact opposite of what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go fuck up somebody's life.
All right, so how are you going to go cyber stalk Kenny Ken?
Well, I need pictures, good pictures that I know Sparkles has.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to go meet her. But it's the afternoon, so I don't have drek to do. I told her 10 o'clock. I told her...
You could always text her and try to get her to send you the photos?
But I want to meet up with her.
Okay.
For the photos.
Okay.
But I told her I don't go out before 10. That's not going to be entirely true. I'm going to go out earlier than 10 tonight. Because I want to hit a Decker bar before I go and meet her. And then hopefully we find some troll metal. But first, I want to go to a Decker bar because I've got a personal errand I need to run.
Okay.
Trying to make sure I don't have any red in my ledger.
All right. So, do you have a Decker bar in mind you want to go to, or are you just going to jump on Shadowlands to find a Decker bar that way?
I'll jump on Shadowlands and I'll look around and see who's busy right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's Monday, but what does that really matter?
Yeah, I mean, Deckers literally live out of their decks anyway.
Right. So
right.
Yeah, I'll see who's busy and head there. Let's call it frequency.
So, what is frequency like?
I'm picturing a lot of cold blue.
Okay.
On the sign. So almost like lightning boltish for their sign. So that's kind of the theme. Electricity, cold blue lights. I mean, there's purples and some greens and stuff for ambiance, but that's kind of the theme. Almost like Tronish even.
As you get there, the way this is set up is there are booths that are actually, you type in a code and you are able to move them around. So you can actually, as weird as it sounds, you can almost make yourself a little fort of tables. It gives Deckers the ability to have a nice, secure little area where, there's only one way in, one way out. There are also private booths where there's the glass doors that you have to pay extra to use, and usually runners use those for meetups. As you get there, you find a elven woman that is pretty much chromed to the absolute max. She is sitting behind the bar, cleaning a couple of glasses. As you walk in, she gives you a head nod. Her hair is matching the ambiance around her, the blue and the purple LEDs. Her eyes even have the glint of it.
I'll nod and ask her to make her custom drink for me.
She nods and she goes,
Needing a booth, needing a station. What you need?
Honestly, I need the army. I need the network.
Well,
I got burned last night by a Johnson, and I got his picture.
she just kind of laughs at that.
all right. How it works. Seem you haven't been here before. It is 2 drink minimum. You get access to the Matrix. You gotta have your own deck. We'll supply all the information, all the cords you need if you need to go wired, or you can go wireless. Once in, we have a active chat room. You can post in there. Most of the people don't want to meet face to face. If you're a decker, you know what's going down on that.
Yep.
We ask that in any public-facing forums that you have that you're here on, keep it clean. Let's keep your jiggly bits hidden. Know what I mean?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
She slides you a menu.
Pick your 2 drinks, and I'll get you. And go pick your place to sit.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pick two drinks off the menu.
Are you looking for like a corner booth, or are you gonna kind of like rock at the bar? What's your plan?
I don't need to be in a corner, but at least where my back could be against a wall, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy enough. So as you get situated and comfortable in this booth, your 2 drinks are dropped through a pneumatic tube next to you. You hear a white noise generator kick on as you plug into the Matrix. The Matrix here is definitely that Tron's feeling. There are information highways everywhere that are on these neon blues. In the center, you see almost like a giant round table with chairs. And that is the main chat room that she is talking about. You also have access to the greater Matrix going through one of the data ports.
Well, I'll head to the chat room.
As you walk up, there's the inane chatter of like people talking about the last mech combat. Some are talking about Murder Brawl. Some are talking about Urban Brawl. It's definitely people just deckers talking about hobbies. Nothing illegal, illicit, but there's definitely mostly people just talking to talk. Like they're here doing something and they're probably multitasking. Some of them you see extra windows up over their screens or over their heads where, you can definitely tell that they're talking just because they're probably bored doing the research for whatever they're doing.
Okay. Well, I'll take a minute to catch the flow of the conversation and just kind of glance over the few things they are talking about. And I'll pull up a couple of search browsers so I can search the things they are talking about.
Yeah.
Because I'm not current. I was busy last night and I don't watch every sport. I just watch a few of them.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like a lot of the conversation revolves around a cyber mech pilot. They only know him by spectacles. And the reason why is because every mech he ever drives in, there are some tacky, like, big black rim glasses over the cockpit.
Okay. I mean, I would know this guy because I watched the mech fights.
Everyone knows that these glasses are basically just made from plastic. They get broken every time. And then he, quote-unquote, nerd rages out, and then, it's his gimmick. Sounds like last night there's a theory that he threw the match because a mech pilot he has fought before that he's never lost to beat him. And it's everyone's just talking about look at this footage, you can tell that he threw it here, or no, look at this footage, you can tell that this is what happened. It's that back and forth of things.
Tinfoil hats are out early, huh?
One of them's like, no, it's not a tinfoil hat, look at the footage. This same attack, he's been able to block every time. You hear someone else go, yeah, but everyone has an off day. There's that, you've basically just stirred the pot a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing with fighting is muscle memory. So if you can block it 15 times, you can block it 16 times.
You hear a couple people go, well, maybe he got a new pilot seat. Maybe he's using different connectors. I mean, the mech fights aren't rigged. They're all in cyberspace. There could have been a latency issue. Then you start hearing the conversation of, no, they use a secure network, that they're all in the same warehouse. Like, there's the, like, how it's all set up. Now, as someone who watches the mech pilot or mech combat races or mech pilot combat, you would know that how it works is there are teams of deckers that build a matrix mech, and they are fighting in big cities that are all in the matrix only, but everything has to be approved. Basically, there are guaranteed vendors that you can buy, quote unquote, buy parts from to build these mechs. Thing is, the program is checked by referees before anything goes out, so everything does have checks and balances. So if there was a way for someone to cheat, it would be incredibly difficult, or someone is paying people off, which it's sport.
Right.
It happens.
I don't know. Looks like they paid him off.
A couple of people who are clearly like diehard fans, like even in their Matrix persona, they're wearing like the team's jacket type thing. You've ruffled their feathers enough to where they're like, you know what? Screw this place. I'm out of here, and log out.
All right. Well, now that people who have half a brain cell are left, I have a question.
A couple of the avatars glance over at you, and you can tell they're listening, and because they've minimized the windows that they had in front of them.
Had a Johnson burn me last night, and me being who I am, it honestly wouldn't be that mad, but it's more about the money. But he also burned me and stiffed me.
You hear a couple of the deckers chuckle at the, like, you know, they kind of know where this is leading to.
Now, this man was also stupid enough to give me not only his face, but his entire body naked in picture.
One of the avatars that wasn't paying attention, you could see the windows just that slow, like they are physically slowly moving it down to look at you. Man, are you talking about doing like a revenge porn site or something? Like, that's some sketchy stuff right there.
No, I want to find this human. Revenge porn. That sounds like an area of BTLs I haven't been in. But if you've got a couple of scripts written, I'll take a look at them.
Nah, man, I don't mess with that stuff.
I'm kidding. Me neither. That's outside my wheelhouse. I just want to ruin this man's life. He's got money.
Well,
we just got to find him.
How much you talking about paying for this? This doesn't sound like just we're just going to do it out of fun. It sounds like you're going out of your way on this one.
I'll go out of my way. I'm just asking if you guys are bored and want to troll this man and make his life miserable.
A couple of them kind of glance back and forth. A couple of them are like, you know what? You get me his deets. I'll kick around a couple of things just to make his life a little harder. Another one speaks up. Well, make you a deal. You get me the picture. I'll crop his face off. We'll throw it on a couple sites. Give me his comm number. I'll put him on a couple other forums. Maybe we'll get his comm to ring nonstop. Booty calls and the like.
Love where your head's at. Love the effort. The only problem is the comm number may be connected to a data bomb. So I don't want you getting hurt.
A couple of them chuckle. Well, if we ain't hacking it, it ain't gonna blow. But if we spam out his number, he's gonna have to get a new number.
Do it.
All right, shoot us the deets and we'll do what we can.
And this is why I love this community.
As it kicks across, a silver angel mech that is very feminine, and they just appear at the table. That you don't hear the sound of someone signing in or anything, and she just sits down and just looks around. Then her silvery gaze locks onto you. You, P.Dexter, right?
Yep.
You see a data packet drop in front of you.
What's this?
Well, you need pictures, and I cleaned these up.
Cleaned up as made them clearer, or cleaned up as in took out the naughty bits too? Because I kind of need the naughty bits too.
Look, man, whatever you do with these photos are on you. I cleaned them up. There was some digital decay when he sent it. Apparently he was using a crappy comm.
That doesn't surprise me. Well, thank you, mysterious, beautiful, silver angel woman. I now have a new fetish.
He stares at you for a moment before just disappearing in a beam of silver light.
Anyone else? Anyone else? Or just me? This is weird.
A couple of the deckers just kind of like do the like kind of nod. Just that like, yeah, no, I'm with you on this one.
It was very mysterious. I think I'm in love, guys.
On that note, anyone else want to take up? Or do we want to jump ahead?
I'm good to jump ahead.
No, we can jump ahead.
So we are going to jump to... let's jump to Cypher. It is end of the day. You've probably sat down, had your... What would you have for dinner?
That's a good question. Depends on, I guess what's kind of on tap with the soy machine in the apartment.
Well, you have soy, and then you have all the flavor packets that you could acquire over the day. You are... Let me double check your thing. Where is their lifestyle? You are low, so basically you have just the generic, like, if it's a ramen flavor, that you got a soy packet. Like, you have soy and that flavor packet.
Oh, we're probably gonna do... See, I worked out hard. Some type of soy-based meat product that should taste like a hamburger, if that's possible.
Yeah. So you got this packet that has a little bit of yellow powder, red powder, green powder, orange powder to give it that like mustard, mayo, ketchup, cheese flavoring, and you mix it into the soy. It is okay tasting for soy. I mean, it's soy, it's heavily processed, and every now and then you get an extra bit of flavor, so it's like, oh, that's really tomatoey. Oh, wait, nope, that's ketchup.
Cypher's gonna sit there for a moment when he gets one of those things. Just like, oh, I really gotta get the mixture right on this. That's too much mustard. Oh. But after he eats, probably kick on the radio or the TV for some noise, and he will put on something on the radio and look up on his comm on what's going on in the weirder side of the world.
As you are reading through the rag sheets, you're seeing the, Edward Light's been missing now for 6 months. The Golden City Broadcasting is still offering the reward for any information. You're seeing a couple things of like the mysterious radio broadcast that no one's been able to trace, even though corporate spiders have been trying. They had a lead of it was coming out of a home in lower suburbia, and when they went to check it out, it was an abandoned home with a baby monitor that was broadcasting that particular station that day. So people are confused at how whoever this is broadcasting, because no one is seeing and no one is able to find how it's done.
Interesting work to say the least. He'll keep an eye. He'll bookmark that one, that story, and then go check a couple more before doing something different.
All right. Did you want to reach out to anyone on the team?
No, because I'm supposed to meet up with Sparkles tomorrow. I haven't contacted anyone else yet.
Okay. So we are going to jump over to Sparkles.
Yep.
It is near the end of your dinner with your parents and their co-workers. It's been mostly you just getting to sit there, eat the nice food, and just not have to say anything. You're not used as like it's not like they're ignoring you, it's just your family wants you to feel included in their life because they know that they are busy.
I mean, I at least listen to what they're talking about because you never know. I'm a runner. It could come in handy one day. I don't mind going to these. They're information gathering missions. That's the script that I play in my head.
All right, give me an edge roll. See if they said or spoke anything that might be of interest.
Failure, Will Robinson. Failure.
During the dinner, you get a text message from Silver. It literally just says, earbud in now.
She'll excuse herself to the bathroom and slip her earbud in.
As you slip in the earbud, you hear the strange music that accompanies the Eddie Sparks broadcast.
Oh, shit!
And you start to hear...
Hoy hoy chummers, Eddie Sparks here. That sound, that alert, that means there's a runner raid incoming north of the Renraku Arcology. Road crossings are 32nd and Grand. We got 1 minute, my friends. Book it while you can.
There is static as the broadcast disappears as mysteriously as it started.
She is going to mouth, because she's in a bathroom in a fancy place with her parents, like mouth to herself while she's hiding in the bathroom stall, oh, drek, and then immediately message her boyfriend, her team, and be like, yo, if you're here, move it now. Runner raid.
So, Cypher, give me a edge roll. Let's see if you know.
Haha, 4 hits.
4 hits? Yeah, you know exactly what a runner raid is because you've spent enough time in the Shadowlands in regards to Golden City that the Golden City Paladins has a special department that is trying to arrest and get runners under a new classification of contract workers for corporations, basically trying to make being a runner an actual taxable job. And runner raids are the code name that the runners have given that the whatever the location is the next hit for the runner raid. Unfortunately for who is in charge of the runner raids, he has failed at every runner raid he has done in the last 3 months. Sparkles, at the end of dinner, your parents are saying their goodbyes to their co-workers as they are loading into the family VTOL. Are you planning on joining them to go home, or do you have other plans?
I at least need to go home and get my suit, my visor and stuff. But I believe that's stashed at my boyfriend's, right?
We agreed that the visor is, yes.
Yeah, okay. So I at least need to go and get my visor. So I'll double check in with my parents at the car, be like, hey, I was gonna go hang out with my boyfriend. Is it okay if I just take a VTOL over to his place?
They say, yeah. That your father's like, well, just don't stay out too late. I was hoping I could forward you a couple of schools that I was looking at that you might be interested in.
Yeah, I'll check them out tomorrow.
Okay. Your mother gives you the, head kiss and tells you to be safe. As Jeeves looks at you as he shuts the door for your parents and nods and just tells you to stay out of trouble as he gets into the driver's seat.
Yep, she's gonna order her own dog brain and head to her boyfriend's gear up and then be texting Dexter being like, so where are we going?
So you get a message, Dexter.
Did we come up with a name for the troll metal place?
No.
Twisted Tusk.
All right,
sir.
Twisted Tusk.
Yeah. That's the name of the place I'll give her, because we had talked about troll metal last night.
Hell yeah.
And a nice loud club is a perfect place to conduct business without being overheard.
I want an edge roll from Dexter.
1 hit. And there's hot trolls.
Hell yeah.
So, this club is in the warehouse district. Basically, there's a warehouse that burned down that a group of trolls decided to buy it from the city with the expectation of they get the property and do whatever they want with it. This club is basically built from industrial steel. Any warehouses that got tore down, they scavenged everything from it. So it's got this twisted metal. It looks rusted, but it's not. From the inside. On the outside, it looks like what it has to, which is a standard white-walled warehouse, something that fits into the aesthetic per the contract that they signed with the city. The thing about this is you are between multiple gangs, and one of the gangs that actually territories touch this is the Flaming Ravens, which is a Go gang that particularly uses cruiser bikes and Harleys.
That's pretty metal. Yeah, that sounds pretty metal. And not to mention whole cannibalized steel. That's awesome too. Sounds like the place I could hang out at.
As you arrive, there is a line out front for this club. They don't discriminate against any meta type. Anyone can come and enjoy the music. But this is a rougher crowd. So what do you want to do?
Who's waiting in line? What type of metas? Like what are the metas that are waiting in line? Are they letting certain types in? Are they giving preferential treatment to trolls or pretty green blonde elves that could maybe just walk through? I'm just saying.
It is a troll, mostly a troll and orc bar. What they're doing is they're checking weapons at the door.
Oh, right.
That is what's really keeping everything slow. But there's a queue. And as you're standing there, Sparkles, are you taking the VTOL all the way to the location?
Well, how close is this to my boyfriend's place?
His gang's territory touches like the street across from it. This is kind of like this weird between 3 or 4 gangs. It's kind of this like mildly neutral territory, but all these gangs are mostly troll and orc, and they're kind of the like, all right, you stay over there and I'll stay over here.
So this is the neutral hub for all the gangs in the area?
Yeah.
All right. Is it walking distance for me, or is it better to just take a VTOL?
Oh, it's walking distance. You remember being chased down this alley once before.
I'll just walk over then.
All right, so you see P.Dexter standing there waiting for you.
Oh, okay. I want to know whether or not, I want to see if I can sneak up on him.
All right, so that would be stealth for Sparkles, and is it perception?
I think that's in there, yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yep.
Then perception.
Oh shit, I got 6 hits.
I got 2.
Oh yeah.
So you are able to sneak up on Dexter.
So
she's hoping this scares the shit out of him, because she's just gonna literally come right up behind him and just slide her hand into his pocket.
So I'm standing out front of the troll club, looking at troll women. My pocket's not very roomy right now, girl.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell or not, but it might have a familiar fluff to it.
I'm gonna jump out of my skin. Like, yeah, Elv's got a hell of a vertical. Yeah, I'll jump out of he jumps out of his skin, tries to jump away, beat red in the face.
Sparkles just busts out laughing, like bent over laughing. Her little emote eyes on her visor are like the classic squinties.
And there's also probably several other people laughing.
And that's assault, girl. You need to chill.
Boy, I had you.
Whew. Oh, that That's many.
Gotta make sure you're awake.
I'm not going to sleep anytime soon now. I was gone. I wasn't here anymore. You brought me right back. Thanks for that. That was great.
She'll give you a little flirty wink going, you're welcome.
So I haven't been to this spot before, but it seemed...
Oh, I come here all the time.
Okay. How's the door? You know anyone on the door?
Who's manning the door right now?
A couple of orcs you've probably seen, but don't interact with too much.
I've seen them. They're fair. Why? What you got?
I don't want to wait in line.
Oh.
Are they preferential to letting cute elves in?
I mean, they know me.
Oh. That's problem solved then.
Yeah, you're with me. They'll let you in. Also, they don't care who you are. As long as you aren't here to start trouble, they don't give a shit.
That remains to be seen. I might get slapped by at least one beautiful troll woman tonight. I make no promises.
Well, they're used to that. They mean like guns type of trouble.
Also, didn't know I was incredibly attracted to half mechanical angelic women. Found that out today, fun fact.
Yeah?
Yep.
What BDLs have you been getting into?
It wasn't a BDL, it was someone's avatar, and I had never seen something like that before. It was
sounds hot.
Yeah, to say the least. I'm gonna cyberstalk her.
Well, have fun with that.
This will keep me busy at my job.
I mean, I don't know anything about the cyber realm, so be careful.
I'll be fine.
I mean, to be fair, Sparkles, you would know a little bit because your best friend is a Decker.
Well, I mean, okay, fine, but...
You don't know a whole lot, but you know enough to do what you need to do.
Yeah, I mean, I at least know how to turn a computer on.
A little bit more than that, but yeah.
But no, she'll wait in line, obey the rules.
The line actually moves pretty quick. Most people that come to this place know not to bring weapons. So it's the, let's check your...
Yeah, at the most I might have a couple of smoke grenades on me, and that's it.
Are you covering the cover charges,
yeah.
Sparkle? Okay. Then yeah, you're able to get in without a problem.
Oh, yeah.
As you walk inside, there is definitely live metal band tonight. There are people on the dance floor dancing or moshing or whatever passes as dancing, listening to prog metal, as well as like people are drinking. There's some billiards, and it's kind of like a bar meets a club. There is a second floor that is sound dampened for people to have more casual conversation and not have to yell over the music.
I've been in this bar so many times. In real life.
Yeah.
He knows to set up. He knows.
Yep.
Any of my favorite bartenders working tonight?
Give me an edge roll.
Hi. One hit.
No. A couple that you recognize, but they're fairly new.
Yeah, they haven't established a repertoire. Alright, well, she'll make motions. She goes, you want to stay down here and yell, or you want to go upstairs?
We can go upstairs. That works.
Cool. She'll make her way up there, find a nice little corner table in the back somewhere.
Yeah, it's easy enough to find.
Well, I wanted to get you over here tonight because I wanted those pictures of Kenny Ken so that I could...
Oh, hell yeah!
Scrub them up and...
She'll send them right over.
No. I don't need you to do that. This silver mech angel delivered them to me today. Did you get hacked last night or today?
No, I didn't get hacked.
Who'd you give those pictures to?
Was this mechanical angel silver in color?
Yeah.
Kind of bluey cyan wing colors.
Yep.
Petite, frail, but deadly looking.
Like a muscle mommy? Yeah. Yep.
Okay, that was my friend Silver. She's also a Decker.
so I don't have to stalk her. You know who she is.
Yeah, I do.
Is she a troll?
No, she's not a troll.
Okay. Alright.
Any video games?
Occasionally.
What's Silver's favorite game?
World of Everfall.
Well, all I have to say is if you actually want to get to know her, you better get real good at World of Everfall, and she'll know if you're hacking.
Okay, I got you. Not my cup of tea, but that's cool.
Just letting you know, that's the way you want to go. Better get good at that game, because that's about the only way you're going to talk to her. And I don't mean that in like a protective friend vibe. I mean that in a she's a nerd vibe.
Yeah. Her avatar is cute. I'll keep the fantasy.
There you go. I'll let her know you're a fan.
To see her naked.
Just
I'm
but
sorry.
no, that's okay. I don't mind. I mean, I got my stick. And she like motions down to all the trolls and orcs down there.
Hey, this is my preferred place to hang out right here.
Like I'm big, huh?
It's the tusks.
Right? Great handlebars.
I'm telling you.
She just laughs. In a serious, I agree way.
And not gonna lie, I like being smushed. I like big ass troll on top of me.
She goes, boy, you're speaking my language. Now let's get some drinks. And what else do you need other than these photos from me? Or are we just now like business is over? Let's have a good time.
No, business doesn't need to be over. I mean, what's next? I still need to make some money.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, so aside from tracking this fragger down and wrecking his life, which I'm all about, we need to like get the team on board. Everybody seemed to be like, yeah, let's hunt this guy down.
I was working on that today.
Any progress?
Yeah, I've got a few people who are gonna set up some troll stuff for that. Not troll, but troll.
Yeah, I get it. I get your lingo.
Finger quotes. They're gonna set up some sites and spam calls and things like that to just make his life miserable for the time being while we try to find him.
All right, well that sounds fun. I enjoy that. I mean, it might take us a little while to like find him, track him down. So I figured we'd also be looking. He's gonna be dumb enough to want to hire another team or a person. So following on, the shadow net and waiting for him to be stupid enough to ask for another job.
Yeah. Identifying the place in the picture he sent us would be another good step.
I don't know how to do that, but between you and Silver, because, I asked her to help too.
I mean, if it's a hotel, maybe their decor will come up in a search.
Yeah, that would take a lot of just like hotel hacking, rinse and repeat. That would take forever unless you got like, what is the little helper thing he called? A sprite? A sprit? It's not spit. I know that.
Sprite.
Oh, okay, yeah, one of those.
I don't have one of those. They're neat though.
I just view it as like a digital friend, companion, pet. I don't know. You tell it to do things. That's all I know.
I'll stop a moment and study her for a second.
Who, me?
Yep, you.
Anything in particular?
No.
Yeah, I have no clue where he's going on this either, so, I mean, this is all on you too.
Well, depending on the lighting, you may or may not be able to tell that she is a, quote, redhead, because of her fur color is red.
Well, I mean, I just stopped for a moment and looked at her. Like,
okay.
Now we need to see where we're going next. I mean, I still need work. I can put out feelers to see who's hiring, but if you've got...
I got a fixer.
Okay. I mean, I've got a couple, but I haven't talked to them yet. You seem pretty well connected.
Well, I kind of grew up here, so that just comes with living here.
Okay. I mean, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody else seemed to have found the job. I don't know, did you just research it yourself? I'm guessing you don't have a fixer?
No, I definitely do. I just wasn't in contact with him. And he might not be as good as yours.
I mean, I don't know. My guy didn't have work for me for like probably close to a month, and then we got Kenny Ken. I mean, but I was planning on going and telling my dude that we now have a team. So that'll probably change work because everything in the Golden City is like team this and team that. That's why I was like, hey.
Well, I'll get in touch with mine as well then, and we'll see just what shakes out from our different sources.
Yeah, probably is all gonna end up. Somebody's gonna have. We're all gonna get similar jobs because they're gonna be like, hey, there's this one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as business is related, that's it. I'd like to make some money soon. My apartment's not cheap.
Yeah, there's not very many places in the Gold City that's cheap, unless you're really slumming it. But that being said, I was planning on meeting up with Cypher tomorrow. We're gonna go back and hang out at Motor Haven. So if you wanted to tag along, there's some good connections to be had there too. You can schmooze, get to know some other runners. I don't know if it's Derby night again.
I like Derby night.
Yeah, Derby night's fun. I like demo night though.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
that sounds awesome. Yeah, like I said, the whole reason I was gonna meet up with you this evening was to get those pictures and that info from you, but your friend delivered. And I didn't want to be rude, and I still said, yeah, that's cool, we can talk a little bit, but that's it.
Well, hey, that means we get to enjoy some trog metal and drink until tomorrow. I mean, I don't got really any big plans.
Fantastic. How's your wingman skills?
I'm pretty good. I got you.
Well, then you might have to help me bag this troll woman over here.
Who you looking at?
And I'll point out with a subtle head nod, which probably isn't so subtle considering I've had a couple drinks today already. Towards a troll near the end of the bar who has dyed her hair blue and it's braided. Husks and braids, what's not to love?
Double whammy there. I got you. And Nyland in real life has no idea how to be a wingman, so I'm just gonna be like, fade to black on being a wingman.
As the prog metal plays and we watch as Sparkles and P.Dexter approach this troll, we will fade out and the camera pans down the street, couple of city blocks, as we watch Golden City Guard VTOLs and cars pull up around this smaller warehouse. As the door is kicked in, we see a man dressed in a Golden City Guard dress uniform, looking around at an empty warehouse. A beer bottle is still spinning as it comes to rest, as all the runners that were in this warehouse heard Eddie Sparks' broadcast of the runner raid. And that is where we end this week's episode.
As the camera fades in, we see this nondescript elf. He is sitting on a bench in a observation section of the arcology, looking out over the city, and he can see the distinct colors of the Golden City Guard and the Golden City Paladin surrounding a warehouse. With a cocked, raised eyebrow, his eyes slowly turn from the flashing lights down to his book as he begins to read the chapter that states, "Dress to Impress." There's a moment of silence as he starts to read, and then that familiar static takes over. Hoy hoy, chummers! Oh man, I see a lot of y'all got away in that runner raid. congratulations for those who have experienced the first of the Golden City's wave in controlling the runners of the shadows. Well, besides that, seems as if our team is starting to make themselves all buddy-buddy, hitting the clubs, listening to the metal, and plotting their revenge. Well, with a team like this, maybe, just maybe, this group will find their way to greatness, or at least a better life. Well, unfortunately, I see that little tracker on my system saying that somebody is starting to get a tag. So that means it's time for us to slip into the shadows. But I always want to make sure I remind all of you runners out there, if you're gonna run the shadows, live by the tenets. Stick to the shadows, keep your gun loaded, and never make a deal with a dragon. Now y'all stay safe out there, and I'll keep bringing you the truth, no matter how much I'm hunted. This is Edis Box, and I am signing out!
Hey everyone, Nightland here, co-creator of What the Dice, and player of Sparkles for Season 2, to do some thank yous here at the end of our episode. First and foremost, I would like to thank each and every single one of you for listening. We would not be here today without you, and I do mean that sincerely. We never thought we would get this far, and knowing that there's someone out there, yeah, I'm talking to you, the one with the earballs listening right now. If it wasn't for you guys, and us knowing that you're actually here and enjoying what you're listening to, we wouldn't have kept going, and it genuinely fills our heart with joy, and I want to make sure that we tell you every single time at the end of these episodes. We are eternally grateful. Second, we would like to take a moment to thank all the things that we use in our day-to-day What the Dicey ways. First up, Epidemic Sound for our sound effects and music, Podbean for being our host, Foundry VTT, and Forge VTT for creating their virtual tabletop gaming applications and services, Craigbot for our recordings, Catalyst Game Labs for Shadowrun, which is the current system we are running. And with that, if you can spare a moment of effort and want to help us out, the best thing that you can do is honestly, tell a friend, share us, drop a link in a Discord somewhere that you're a part of, or take that 2-second effort of hitting a like, hitting a follow, giving us a star rating. Whatever the button is on whatever it is that you're listening to us on goes a long way in helping us fight that horrible algorithm monster. Also, the Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sound, audio, video, and or any proprietary material used in the connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. has granted permission to What the Dice to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and or any proprietary material for the promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with What the Dice in any official capacity whatsoever.